Yeah, thanks, Brian. Good morning, good evening, everyone. Sudhanshu here. And Brian explained about Iris Flows, that is, it is UI-based agentic AI flow builder. And I'm going to take you a quick demo how it looks, how these industrial agents looks on our product, and also how we can deploy them and put into operation, as well as we can build new ones. So very briefly, next 15 minutes, I'll be walking you through our Iris Flow product. So currently you see on the screen our Iris platform. So if you have not seen before, this is what Brian was talking about, that we do have full-fledged data ops, ML ops platform where we can bring data from different industrial sources, contextualize that data, and then we can do advanced analytics, modeling, AI modeling on that data to bring insights and solve industrial problems. So today topic is flows, Iris flows. So we are going to go deep dive and look into that, how it looks and how we can build these no code AI agentic systems. So here we go into Iris flows and we see different kind of projects has been already mentioned. So I'll go and then get inside one of the project, and then look into that different industrial agents already being developed and shown here. So as you can see that many of these agents are available. And Brian talked about the one alert deep research agent, which can go and then fetch you a lot of information about that alert by after looking into multiple data sources, multiple information on the Iris Foundry, and give you a comprehensive report correlating all the data and bringing very, very useful insights so you can understand that what that alert is about. So this, I will just go through this example to explain that how this whole system works. So once I click on this flow canvas, it will load our canvas where this particular flow will be showing up. And you can see here in this area, we have this flow that is alert deep research has been built, and you can see all the components here. But what is more important here that we do have pre-built nodes or tools available here, which can help you to build new agents very quickly without writing a line of code. And I just want to go through very quickly. So you can see that we do have big data nodes, which can help you work with a large amount of data, process it within the flow system. Many of these AI nodes with all these different LLMs and data quality, data analysis, and all available out of box, which can be used to build the flows. Similarly, many of the data parsing, data processing kind of nodes available here, and and many logical nodes too, where you want to put certain conditions, you want to wait, execute certain thing. Also, there's a custom code. So if you really want to do something very custom, you can write your own node and you can reuse it. So these custom nodes can be promoted as subflows, and that can be used into again and again as a template. So it can be expedite the new agent building. And this list, what you're seeing is expanding very quickly. So we are adding more and more nodes as we go. Every month we are adding hundreds of these nodes and making it available. So we are going to have huge library of these pre-built nodes and agents which can be reused to accelerate the agent building process and for industrial segment. So now we'll go a little bit into these flows. So what you see here that different steps which is being shown, and you can get into these steps and you will be able to see that how we can very easily bring the industrial LLM here. And many of the LLM parameters also you can modify when you are building. So a lot of control over what you can do and iterate on these, right? So you can write different prompts, how you want to make it work. So all these kind of steps is very much customizable, easy to use without code, without any coding. So that's the true beauty of this particular flow agent building system, what we have here. So how do we make it run? So let me do a run of this particular agent, what we have here. So you go into this run and just it's asking one input, that is which alert I should analyze. So here I'm giving one alert which is already present on the iris foundry, this particular instance, and asking this particular agent to go and analyze this alert in very deep and prepare a report, send that report to a concerned person. That's what it's going to do. So once I hit run, it start running these nodes. As you can see that these nodes are running one by one. And this is doing a lot of work. So it's going to take maybe a minute or two to finish. But I do have certain runs done in the past, and I will just very quickly go over to show that what it does. So as you can see that the different sequence what we have here, it's executing all those, and that many of them involves the LLMs in between. So LLMs are making those decisions that what to do based on what you get in previous conditions. So nothing is kind of a hard coded that you are. It's following a very predetermined path, but LLMs are trying to find that if there is some problem, then should I go and get sensor fault alert? I should get fetch the data. I look into the correlation of the data which is causing alerts. All those kind of analysis it's doing. And also, if you click on these, be able to see all the details what is happening underneath. So it gives full traceability that how these agents are working. So it's not a black box. So unlike other tools, what you see that agent is doing something, you don't know what it is doing. But here we provide like full traceability that every steps what is happening, you can see what agent is doing, how it's fetching information, how it's constructing information, and then giving you the results. So that's the true beauty of this. So it's not complete black box. You are doing everything without code, but also you are in control what is happening here. So once it runs completely, so this still this one is running, but once this run is complete, it sends an email something like I'll very quickly I will show you how that is look like. So you see that this email I just run some time back, the previous one I was talking about. It will send me that this is analysis of this alert 64, and here is the report. And I go to this report, and if you look at it's giving me very much detail that what really caused this alert. Also giving which are the parameters which cause this alert, and then also giving me a chart of all those parameters. You could see that this is the alert time, that is the red line what you are able to see, and the previous value and next value what is happening. So you can really understand that the parameters which are causing this particular alert, how they are behaving, and this is all coming through a multivariate AI model analysis, which is giving these results. And and also, it's not stopping there, but looking into these sensors, whether there is any sensor fault in these sensors, because sometimes you get a false alert when sensor is not working well, and that is not a real problem on your machine or process, but it is just a sensor is not working well, and you are getting an anomaly and problem in AI model. So it's going and looking into all those contributors, parameters, sensor fault is analyzing and looking into that. No, there is no sensor fault to determine that all those contributors, there is no sensor fault. And after that, it's also analyzing and trying to give a very detailed that what really happening before and after alert of those contributor parameters, and giving very much insights about that. There's a sharp increase, there's gradual increase, there's a steady rise. So what it's saying that there is a significant and sustained increase in sensor readings for all those contributing parameters when this alert happened. So something is real here. That's what it's trying to allude. And this is all the LLM is doing. And this is done through a lot of data analysis, bringing data from different sources, analyzing, correlating, and looking into it. So it's correlating. There's a high correlation. There's no sensor fault, and then finally it comes and then gives a recommendation that it's substantially genuine alert. So definitely you should go look into it. This is something going wrong with this particular machine. And if the situation would have been that it found that this is happening because of a sensor is not working well, then it will tell you that, oh, this is a sensor problem, probably this is a false alert, just go look at this particular sensor. So that's the beauty of the agentic system. They're working like a human. So if you just consider that this much analysis a human has to be done for one alert, it will take at least half a day to pull all the data, put it together, analyze it, and then prepare put all the information in context, and then analyze and understand that really what is going on. But it does in 2 minutes of time. Whatever alert happens, analyzes, sends the report to a concerned person, and then also there's a subsequent part of it. That particular agent is now waiting. I can just reply to that email saying that, look, this is a very serious problem. Please assign to someone in my team, and I can mention that person name. And then the agent will go and assign that alert to the particular person, and it will continue like that. So this is one example. What I wanted to highlight how these agents works, and in action, and then and they can be used. So now question comes that since I just run for demonstration purpose by giving that, oh, you run this alert 64, but in reality how they are going to work, and we do have a full deployment process here, which allows us to deploy these agents into production. So I'll show you how it does look like. So if I go to this deployment section, I'm able to see that many of these agents are already deployed, right? So and when it is deployed, then I click on these, I'll be able to see a API endpoint, and the API endpoint is giving you an API key. Once you have these two available, you can exercise these agents from anywhere. You don't have to be on the Iris, but even from outside Iris also, you can exercise these agents and then provide that information from a UI or API call, and then it will work. And also, you might see here that there is a different kind of deployment, which is we call it like scheduling. So some of these we don't want to call on demand, because the one like I were talking about alert, it is always on demand because alert is not happening on a very fixed period. It will happen once in a while, and when it happens, you want to trigger that agent to do the analysis. So it's a kind of on demand, and that's where this whole API approach we can take. But some of it could be very much on a scheduled fashion. So, for example, you want to do preventive maintenance in your plant, and say you have a boiler and you want to clean it, say monthly basis, and you can schedule an alert, and what it will do, schedule an agent that every month, a particular day, particular time, generate an alert, give me all the information about this asset, how it was behaving last few weeks or month, and then assign it to a person who has to do that particular maintenance. So that agent will do that entire task on very much on the clock. So whenever every month on 13th, a particular time, this will get triggered automatically, and then it will create that alert, send that notification, send all the information required to do that particular maintenance activity. So that's the scheduled kind of deployments. Now comes these subflows. So subflows are basically reusability of these agents. So we build one agent, but we cannot do like keep building again and again very similar things. So and also we want to like a multi-agent system where there is one agent talking to another agent, and multiple agents working in combination to give you a very complex task. And that's where this comes into picture. So you can have a subflow which will be like this whole flow what we have built for deep research becomes kind of one node and one big agent. Now you build a similar other agents and then plug them together, you join them together to have very complex agentic system which can do very complex tasks. And one example could be like you do this deep research agent which is doing analysis and giving you information that look, these are the details, and uh, next agent could be that go and retrain the model because the alert which was generated was a false alert, and we want to give that data back to the model to make the retrain the model so it can become better and those false alerts goes away in future. So these are like two different agents, and then you can combine them together, and they can work in conjunction of each other, taking inputs, passing information to each other. So you can retrain a model without any human intervention. Just a user can just send an email instruction that go ahead and retrain the model, deploy the model. So those kind of complex workflows are possible too. And templates are basically the reusability part. So, for example, say asset preventive maintenance I was talking about. So you do it for one asset, you want to do for another asset. You're not going to do whole flow building again, but you just use the template. And you can preview what it is and then just use into template and modify the asset name and certain input information, and then you're good to go. You can reuse this and do in detail. A resources section allows us to add a lot of information, data, whatever we want. So these agents and flows will have a knowledge base and data and information, so we can supply all this kind of information there. Now, coming to the last part, w- how do we build a new flow? So I'll do very quick kind of a demo how we can drag, drop, and build a new one. So here you need to, and this system can do many kind of things. You can do data pipeline, ML pipeline, Copilot, and all. But here we are like agentic workflow, and I'll select agentic workflow, and it's giving me all the templates what we have. Do you want to use those templates? So it's very easy to replicate what we have already done, but I'm going to do completely new. And then I will say that give a workflow name and description if you want, and then go and then create a canvas. So here it's empty canvas what we are getting, and then here if you look at all these nodes what we had, and always we do like a start node, right? So let me get one start node from here, and and you can also search, right? For example, this is too many nodes here, and you are not able to find, then you can just simply search. So end node here, right? So I have end node. So always these are two you need to start with one and end with one. And in between, you can start adding more of LLM and related LLM tools, right? So that node I'm bringing up here. Once you have these on the canvas, right? So you see here, we do have say these kind of dots. You go there and then just drag it and connect them. So basically, that's how you are building the flow. So again, you can come to this point and then look into this particular point here, right? Let me zoom a little bit, and then you can connect it. So that's how you do connect these different tools and all. And then after that, you can start building, adding, say, system variables, what kind of inputs you want to give. You go to LLM, then you get which LLM you want to choose. And all these LLMs, what we have is available here. You can choose between them, and we are adding more and more information. You can provide your system instruction, user instruction, and other details, what you want to do. And then you can start building these kind of applications very quickly. And once you complete the building part, since I have shown you example, how do we deploy it, or some example of deployed or scheduled ones, the whole deployment part is very easy. For example, say I go here in this canvas, and then I want to deploy it once I'm ready. Um, and then I have to just create a version. Also, we do have version control, so we can have multiple version of it. I can create one more version by going here, and then I can create a new deployment. And it's as simple as that. You can just go and give like this is alarm management new deployment, right? Just I'm giving some name, and then you have option here like either it's on demand. So on demand, then you are going to have endpoint, API key, and also it's giving you like if you want to call it, what will be your but also you can choose to make it a schedule. So then you can select that how it should run, what interval it should run, right? So suppose I want to do it on demand, that is the API way. I can go and then simply say that finish deployment and its deployment is done. So its deployment is done successfully. And once I go in here and look into the deployments, you see just now I have done this deployment, and you have all the API details and information available to you, which you can use. So it's as easy as that. Once you complete the flow building part, deployments happens very quickly.